Welcome to the replay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is you happen to be watching this broadcast. Hello, hello, hello. We are simulcasting this live on Facebook and Periscope. It's been a while since I've been on Periscope, but I'm back today with the lesson from Oprah that we all need to know. So good morning. Hello, hello, hello. As you are coming in, let me know where you are watching from. I'm curious. Just drop your city and state, or your state, just to let me know where you are tuning in from. If we have never met, if this is your first time here, my name is Monique James, and I am an online entrepreneur, educator, and founder of Renegade Creative Media Group. And content is my jam. Content creation, content development, that is my jam. And I help business owners with their content. I create content for my two businesses myself. And I want to talk to you today about a content lesson that we all can learn from Oprah and OWN, her television network. So I was reading an article yesterday. If you're on my email list, you already know that we were going to be talking about this because you got an email from me yesterday that told you we were going to be having this conversation. So shout out to those of you that are on the email list. If you are not, like, I don't know what's going on with you. So get on the email list. MoniqueJames.com, MoniqueJames.com. You can get there. So I was reading an article yesterday that Oprah did because last night on the network debuted a new show called David Makes Man. And this show is a big deal because it was created and it's written by the same person, Tyrell McCraney, that wrote the movie Moonlight. Moonlight won an Oscar. So it was a big deal that this show was coming out on OWN. It debuted last night. And in this interview on Variety, on the Variety website, Oprah was talking about how OWN as a network has kind of really gone through some turbulent times, right? It went through some ups and downs, definitely. She's talked about, and Tyler Perry has talked about how in the past, within the first couple of years of launching the network, she got with Tyler Perry and he created all these shows for the network, and now she's kind of in the next phase of the business, right? Of being a network owner. So she talked about how when she launched the network originally in 2011, her vision was to take the formula of Super Soul Sunday, and that was going to be the whole network. So because Super Soul Sunday at the time was successful, she was going to take that mantra, that vibe, and spread that across the entire network and across OWN. But she realized quickly that that wasn't her audience. She said, this was not the audience I was speaking to. So even though Super Soul Sunday worked as a one-time weekly thing when she launched the network, just because it worked on a micro level, she realized that it wasn't going to work on a macro level, and she had to change her plan. So the first lesson that I kind of want to remind us all of and make sure that we all get is, yes, it's important that you make a plan, especially when you're talking about your content. You might be thinking, okay, well, I know who my audience is. I know what I'm going to create, and I know how often I'm going to create it. I know the tone. I know the everything. That's fine. That's great. You're supposed to have a plan. But you need to recognize that the plan can change. Can and often does change. Do not let your ego fool you into believing that you know best and that the plan won't change, and then you are inflexible to adjusting. Because this is the thing. If after launching OWN, if Oprah had stayed with the plan to make OWN like Super Soul Sunday 7 days a week, then she would have seen viewership decrease more and more and more and more, and then ultimately the network would have caved. But she realized quickly that the plan needed to change. She said in this article, the Super Soul Sunday audience was not the audience I was speaking to. So she had to change her plan. She had to change her plan. Just see an awesome post about that. Thank you. She recognized that she had to change her plan. You might have, if you've been creating, I don't know, you've been writing blog content for a year, and you've been following your plan of writing and then publishing and then promoting and doing all these other things, but you haven't seen your readership uptick. You haven't seen website traffic increase. You haven't seen an increase in your email subscribers. It might be time to change your plan. That's lesson number one. It might be time to change your plan. Just like Oprah realized soon after launching her network that everybody wasn't all about Super Soul Sunday all day, every day, she had to change her plan. Another part of the article, she talked about, and this is where the title of the broadcast on Facebook came from. She talked about how, again, the vision for transitioning from the Oprah Winfrey Show to OWN as a network was basically to follow the same process. So when she did the Oprah Winfrey Show for 25 years, she said, my producers and I would sit around and talk about what we thought was important and what was going on in our lives, and they created their show based on that. So essentially, she had the inner circle, the team of the people that were inner circle, and they sat down and thought about, okay, well, what's happening with us? What's going on with us? What are we doing? And then they would use that information to come up with ideas for the daily show. But she realized when you're creating content for an entire network, you need to speak to whoever is listening. When you are creating your content, that's your blog, your YouTube channel, your live broadcasts, your social media posts, you need to speak to whoever is willing to listen. So here's the takeaway. As it relates to your content, you need to ask yourself, are you following the same process? Have you followed the same process across the different stages of your business? Because when Oprah transitioned from doing a daily show to having a network where she had to fill content for 7 days a week, initially the plan was to do the same thing. Follow the same process. But understand that just because it worked then doesn't mean it will work here. As you transition from startup phase to maintenance phase to growth phase, you might have to change your processes for your content creation. Just because when you were a team of one, you could get the idea, write the blog post, edit the blog post, create the images, publish the blog post, promote the blog post. Just because that worked then, now that you are building your team, that does not mean the same process will work now. You've got to pay attention to the changing phases and stages of your business and adjust your content marketing efforts accordingly. But before you can adjust, you need to first know how you're measuring success. I would be willing to bet that Oprah recognized that, okay, we might be getting viewers on Sunday because we are doing the Super Soul Sunday type content, but Monday through Saturday, viewers drop, and we need to know why. You need to know how to measure success. You need to know who the people are that are willing to listen. Because in business, a lot of times, we tend to focus on the people that aren't listening. We tend to focus on the people that aren't responding. And we say, I'm putting out content. I'm posting in my group, but nobody's answering my questions. I'm sending out emails, but nobody's responding. Nobody's opening. I'm posting 2 or 3 times a day on Facebook, but nobody's engaging. Like, we tend to put our focus on the people that aren't listening. I want you to flip that. Because the people that aren't listening are not your people. Those are what are called your negative audience personas. When you're in the content marketing space, those are your negative personas. The negative personas are the people that you don't want as a customer. If you're trying to build a business, why would you focus on the people that aren't listening? Instead of drilling down and getting laser focused on the people that are. Speak to the people that are willing to listen. And you have to know who those people are. The negative personas thing is something that I teach in my Content Cure Masterclass as a part of building your content creation framework. Because the content creation framework is more than just about the content that you create, but it's about paying attention to the people that will receive and consume the content. You need to know who is going to listen so you can create for them. The Content Creation Masterclass is in my Baby Steps to Greatness Academy, learn.moniquejames.com. You can get more information and you can get enrolled. When you are thinking about who to focus on, you need to have a process to discover and create your personas. And the process of creating the personas is also filtering out the negative people, filtering out the people that will never respond to your posts, the people that follow your page but will never comment, the people that subscribe to your email list but will never reply. They won't even open your emails. They're there taking up space, but you don't need to focus on them. You need to focus on the people that are. So I've got 3 tips to help you discover, to help you figure out who is actually listening. First thing you can do is to interview your existing customers. Learn more about the people that are already buying from you. Learn more about the people that are already showing up to your live broadcast, the people that are already commented on your social media posts, the people that are already sharing what you post, what you publish. Interview them. Get to know them better because you want more people like them. You don't want more people like the people that aren't listening. Don't even focus your energy on them. Don't worry about them. Exclude them in your planning process. Focus on the people that are showing up. So that's the first tip. First tip to figuring out who is willing to listen, which is building your audience persona. Second tip is to ask for more information on your lead capture forms. So if you have like a contact us form, or you have a lead capture form, people can sign up to get your freebies or something. Ask for more than just name and email address. Maybe ask for their birthday. Who among those of you that are watching go into a retail store to buy something and the person that's checking you out asks for your zip code? Why do you think they're doing that? They're asking for your zip code because they want to know where you live, and then they want to start to learn more about the people that live in that area. They are getting more information from you about you at the time that you are making a transaction. You can implement this on your level by asking for more information on your lead capture forms on your website when people are signing up for your freebies, signing up for your webinars, registering for your events. You can ask for more information. That's the second tip. The third tip is you can create a survey and share that survey publicly to capture as much data as possible from everybody that's willing to take the survey. Because for the same reason that businesses do focus groups, they don't limit it to specific people, but they cast a wide net to get as many people in to capture as much data as possible, and then they can filter that data to figure out who among these people are the people we want to sell our products to. So if you want, because you might not, if you want to elevate your content marketing game, you need to speak to whoever is willing to listen. And you have to determine who is willing to listen by creating the personas for your target customer. You can do that in 3 ways. Interview your existing customers and figure out how to find more people like them. Tip 2, ask for more additional information on your lead capture forms, like birthdays, just like the retail stores ask for your zip codes. Tip 3, create surveys that you share publicly, and then cast a wide net to try to capture as much information as possible. Do not focus on the people that are not responding, that are not engaging, that are not commenting or sharing, that are not opening your emails. Those people are your negative personas. Those are the people that you do not want as your customer. Choose to focus, choose to speak to the ones that are willing to show up and listen to you. And if you want more information, you can head over to learn.moniquejames.com. Read up about my Content Cure Masterclass that teaches the entire content creation framework. Who has questions? Because I am done. This is the takeaway. Just like OWN did, they went through this process while you type your questions. Went through the process to figure out who was willing to listen, and then they started to create content specifically for those people. In 2018, you can't hear? Who's saying they can't hear anything? Let's see. In 2018, can you hear me? Hello? In 2018, OWN saw viewership decline 14% up to 2018. Between 2011 and 2018, viewership declined. But once they honed in on the people that were willing to listen, viewership has increased. And to date, the network has the top 4 original scripted series on cable for their audience. And they have the four shows on OWN are among the top 12 most watched series for their audience. So when you can speak to whomever is willing to listen, you will reap the benefits. Your business will reap the benefits. You will start to see more email subscribers. You will start to see more followers on social media. You will start to see more engagement, more reach, and even more sales when you speak to whomever is willing to listen. Anybody have any questions? Those of you that are watching on Facebook, I will repost this broadcast later today because I guess we were having issues with the sound and people could not hear me. Periscope, do you have any questions? Any questions on Periscope before I get out of here? You've got to speak to whomever is willing to listen. That is a lesson that we all can learn, something that we can all take away from OWN and Oprah. Because if you are creating content, you are in that content creation hamster wheel, and you are not serving the people that are showing up, then guess what's going to happen? They'll stop showing up. So the onus is on you to speak to whomever is willing to listen. So thank you all so much for tuning in. If we have no questions, I'm going to get out of here because I have to get busy creating my own content for today. I have 2 workshops that I'm teaching next week, so I got to get busy. So thank you all so much. If you have any questions, comments after this broadcast is over, you can find me at Monique James everywhere across social, website moniquejames.com. Again, if you want to step up your content game, the Content Cure Masterclass is always available in my academy, learn.moniquejames.com. Until next time, I say this at the end of every one of my broadcasts. I'm wearing the shirt today. Baby steps to greatness. The hashtag represents a decision that you have to make for your own business. That every day that you get up, you will take disciplined, intentional, and actionable steps every single day to move your business forward. And today, you could exercise and implement the 3 audience discovery, audience personas tips, and start learning more about the people that are willing to listen so that you can create what they need. So I thank you all so much for tuning in. I will catch you later.